What is going on out there, peeps? All right, so the Zim people have asked me whenever I come across some news about what's going on with the dollar or the Zim dollar, I said I would share it. Okay, so just let me let you know a little bit. An article came out, and so I did have a chat yesterday with a couple of people about the Zimbabwe dollar. They're saying, hey, should I, sell them, get rid of them? Should I just give up any hope on this investment? Here's my first thing is, I can't tell you what to do with your investments. You know what I mean? I could just share the news with you because it'll just be my luck. I say give up on it and you guys sell it. And then the next day, they change the rate. You know what I mean? And then you're like, that damn Pimpy. But no, look, it doesn't. It's like the people that have the older Zimbabwe dollars. They're like, Pimpy, what should I do with these older ones? Are they any good? Well, we know they already put out a note, and they did the exchange on the older ones. My thing is this: you never know. Just hold on to them and let's just keep an eye on what happens. If there's any major changes, we bring that to you. Now, we know they did a rate change. We know they did. But I've only noticed that a couple people, and it wasn't from the United States, were able to take advantage of that. So I don't know how to do the exchange on the Zimbabwe dollar, to be quite honest with you. They are on a credit restriction here in the United States. Their credit rating is really bad. So they too have some type of restriction on the currency, but nonetheless, again, you have people who have different opinions on there. Some extreme more than others. You know what I mean? So look, if you guys are not invested into the Zimbabwe dollar, don't bash those who are. That's their choice. That's what they wanted to do. And for people to attack other people because of their choice of investment is ridiculous. And that's not what we want in the group at all. All right. There's still reason to be hopeful about a lot of these currencies. So just hang tight with them. All right. So we'll get into the article that is coming up here. But again, I don't personally own Zim dollars. I don't at all. And there's not a whole lot of news on there. Basically what I'm looking for is what's going on in the economy. And there's not a lot of good news about the economy just because of this country's been going through a really rough time now for well over a decade. All right, so it's just like similar to what's going on in Iraq. Iraq has been struggling, trying to get their crap together now for a better part of 16 years, 17 years. Is that right? 17 years now. Okay, so until the people rise up and make a real change, a real legitimate change, and politicians start listening to the people instead of their own personal interests, you're not going to get the type of change you need in any country for that matter. All right, so Zimbabwe, the problem is, outside investors don't feel very secure there. We seen what they did to white farmers. A lot of them were killed and took over their land. If I'm an outside investor, it doesn't make me feel very good about any investment or company that I would want in that country. I know they're trying to make reparations for the farmland grab from 1997, 98. But they don't have any money to pay the farmers with. So I don't know how this is going to work. But they do have a lot of gold, diamonds. They have a lot of different resources in Africa. So it's just again, I don't know what it's going to take to get some of these nations within that continent there back on track. To be quite honest, it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. All right, you guys, just a quick reminder, we have Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. In here, we do talk about investment opportunities, gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investment opportunities, all right? You're welcome to come in here, but leave politics out of the group, please. Bring your politics over to this group called The Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. The link for both groups will be in the description. Because over here, we do talk about NESARA, Gesara, and, current events, news, that type of stuff, all right? So here's an article that came out. And so this is what I'm talking about right here. And the people in the United States need to pay attention to this as well, because part of this is something we might be looking forward to here. Not looking forward to, but could happen here, which is a jump in inflation big time. I don't know if it's going to be this high, but nonetheless, Zimbabwe government denies crisis as inflation jumps to 840%. Yeah, I would say that's kind of a crisis, all right? Nonetheless, Zimbabwe annual inflation rate soared to almost 840% in July. Nobody has any faith in their currency. The currency has no value at the moment. The statistics agency said Saturday, adding that the country's desperate economic woes even as the government refused to acknowledge a growing sense of crisis. Yeah, you can't make any progress if you don't tell the people the truth, man. The South African nation has been grappling with more than a decade of hyperinflation triggered by economic mismanagement under former president who was ousted by a military coup in 2017. Many people in Zimbabwe have seen their savings evaporate and still struggle to afford basic commodities such as sugar and the staple corn meal, with corruption and poverty life. Okay, that's interesting how they wrote that. Look, this is the thing now I want you to pay attention to, because look at the inflation went up, and look at these people's savings was zapped. It's evaporated. That's the kind of stuff that I'm concerned about happening over here. Inflation takes place, and the value of the money just really shrinks. It's going to cause a reaction to the stock market. Of course, gold and silver will go up, but nonetheless, that's, something that we should be keeping an eye out. That's why when some of you guys ask me about your IRA accounts, you don't have to transfer your entire IRA account, but what you could do is consider moving over maybe like 20 to 30% of it just to protect what you have already saved in your IRA. So if something does go bad, at least you have the gold and silver to fall back on to make up for what you lost. If it doesn't go anywhere, then you still have the gold and silver, and you still have your your investment, okay? Your retirement savings, okay? So the figures were published shortly after the government statement was issued saying that the president had implemented policies that result in a robust economy and had kept the country. Here's the thing about this. They were given over by the IMF some monetary policies to follow, and they started to follow them, and it looked like things were starting to get on track a little bit, but then all of a sudden they went off track again. They did the opposite. If these people can't get their own stuff together, you would think that they would welcome outside help from somebody who knows a little better, but nah. Again, they were on the right path, and then all of a sudden veered from it, and this is the result. The July inflation rate at 873.53%, which was announced by Zimbabwe's national statistics. We already know that. Month-on-month inflation. So it stood at 35.53%. Okay, so what does this mean for those of you who hold the Zim Dollar? Yeah, again, if the inflation keeps going up, the money is just going to lose its value. There's no confidence in the currency for now. All right, so for those of you who are not sure what you want to look, I just say this: you already have it. Then just kind of throw it in the drawer, throw it in the shoebox, put it somewhere, and just let it sit. All right. I know a lot of you have been waiting a long time, but not just for Zimbabwe dollars, but other foreign currencies to do something as well. And I understand that. But again, if you understand what's going on in their economy, what's going on with their politics, it'll kind of give you an idea of, at least some sense of an idea of a type of time frame, if you get my drift. All right. So anyways, look, over there, they're struggling with that super inflation, man. It really is, and it's not very good for the Zim Dollar, okay? Anyways, this came from a bishop that said something over there, peeved a lot of people off. The bishop's description that the clampdown as unprecedented and weighed in on the ongoing crisis, which the government has repeatedly denied. But they have. They said that the struggle in Zimbabwe resulted in a multi-layered crisis of convergence of economic collapse, deepening poverty, food insecurities, corruption, and human rights abuses, which we know this has been a long ongoing thing there in Zimbabwe. So I wonder when we get to a point where, and again, I'm not even sure this can happen, but can other nations get involved whenever, I think that's what the United Nations there for. Anyways, it doesn't look good. The inflation is super bad. The people are really struggling. The economy is really bad. It's hard to want to invest in Zimbabwe at all when there's so much corruption. And not only that, you got a lot of uprisings there. And, it's just, again, I was hoping that there might be some positive information that I could share with you guys, some positive light, but it's just kind of hard right now. So all I can tell you is this: when it comes to the Zim dollar, just, put it to the side. If you already have it, there's no, it's up to you whether, I can't tell you what to do, but I understand your frustration. People talk about the Zim in a group, and people, mock a lot of people that hold the Zim. Here's my thing. If, like I said, if you're not invested in any of these things that we're talking about, then seriously, there's a lot of people, that want to have faith in their investment. So don't give them a hard time. I want people to be respectful in a group. But for the most part, you guys, right now, that's what's going on. We're seeing a jump in inflation. That's going in the wrong direction. Again, the IMF has been over there with the World Bank on more than one occasions, giving them policies to help lower the inflation. That's what happened to Iraq, and they got it down really low. So we'll see where they're going. But anyways, I told you guys if I found some news on Zimbabwe, I would share it with you. Unfortunately, it's not good news, but just hang tight, you guys. Keep your fingers crossed that things will straighten up, all right? So that's it for now, you guys. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll talk to you later.